Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some live commentary over some Team Slayer gameplay. This is going to be a join in progress, unfortunately. I'm just going to play it out and see if it goes alright. Luckily, it only looks like it's the very beginning of the game. I'm kind of hoping that we'll get one of the new 6 maps, although knowing my luck and knowing the state of Halo 4, we'll probably get Haven, but it is a Forge map, and it's Shutout. That's a bit of a shame. Because Shutout is one of my least favourite maps in the game, period. I just seem to do bad at Shutout in comparison to Lockout from Halo 2 and Blackout from Halo 3. I just always seem to enjoy those two maps more than Halo 4, and I don't know whether or not that's because I was worse at Halo 2 and Halo 3, so I got lower level players, and I just seem to do better at it. But for some reason, Shutout on this game, like, oh, I just have the worst time. I just seem to be so moronic about it. You know, with the power positions that you can get in this map and the ridiculous spawn trap that goes on, I just find that sometimes, you know, if you're not playing passive enough, you can get really, really badly punished for it, and that's something I just don't enjoy in games. I like games that reward aggression, and you'll see those setups where someone's standing on top of BR3, someone's standing on top of S2, and they're all doing this ridiculous, crazy spawn trap at the bottom of the library. And it's just a bit frustrating to me. I mean, I never really get stuck in that spawn trap, but I can never be bothered to play the spawns games, is what I would say. And I've just jumped off of a cliff like an absolute legend. But I thought I'd talk about some of the issues that were going on. I didn't want to make a full commentary about this, but I thought I'd give you guys my brief opinions. The first of which is the Twitch TV scandal or crisis or whatever you want to call it, where the music is getting false flagged. Well, content IDs, some correctly, you know, like pop songs like Usher and stuff that is copyrighted, and this is only working for the VODs, which is kind of frustrating to people like speedrunners and people who have this great big archive of video content that they want to go back to. And obviously at the time of making those videos, you know, they didn't know that it was going to get flagged, so they've just lost a bunch of their content, some of whom have lost it just for putting game music on. And for a website that pretty much tailors to game content being streamed, you know, that's kind of what it was invented for, I feel like, for the most part. People playing their games live and being able to interact with their subscribers or followers, you know, in person, and getting a better understanding of that person. And I think it's kind of a shame because you know, Total Halibut made a really good point that the music is a huge part of the game. You know, that's part of the product. And if they're here to see the gameplay and they're here to see the full assortment of what the game has to offer, then the music is a very integral part of that. So it's kind of a shame that that sort of, you know, content is being flagged. I kind of understand it to a certain degree from the perspective of, you know, like actual music, chant music, or pop music, or whatever, you know, just copyrighted music in general, sort of makes sense to me, even though, you know, it's very frustrating that people couldn't have seen this coming. Well, they might not have necessarily seen this coming. You know, it's kind of lame because, you know, people have worked really hard on their Twitch content, and I, for one, you know, when it comes to YouTube, I'm definitely more ingrained into YouTube. I don't actually save my VODs on Twitch when I do record on there. You know, I love being able to go back from my old content and see how I've grown, and be able to, like, constructively look at my old stuff and say how I've improved, etc., and get a good idea of what to work on in the future. And I definitely understand the point of view from the speedrunners, where, you know, they need to work out the perfect strats. They want to see these award-winning, you know, I don't know why I said award-winning, but these, you know, world record, you know, Guinness World Book of Records, Twitch runs, or whatever. It's really cool to be able to see them. And then you also get stuff like the, come on, you scumbag. You also get stuff like the Dota 2 International being flagged, which is absolutely ridiculous. You know, people wanted to go back and see the finals for that. But music that was used and owned by Valve has been copyrighted, because game music gets copyrighted. And it just seems fairly ridiculous, to be honest. And it's kind of a shame because, you know, they can't really do it any other way than automating the service, so they're inevitably going to end up false flagging stuff. But it seems to me like people are complaining that the complaints, you know, the way in which you issue a complaint and try and get it rectified, if you got, like, unfairly banned, it seems like that's not working out very well, and a lot of people aren't getting their problems and solutions to their problems as quickly as they'd like. And, you know, what I was going to say is basically, like, you know, it kind of has to be automated with the sheer volume of, you know, people streaming on a regular basis and the amount of VODs that are probably up on YouTube. I don't know why this lobby's going so horrendously laggy. Please come here, you scumbag. I must have slashed him about 10 million times, but there we go. The delay of legends. You know, they're just not able to keep up with that volume, so I understand that it has to happen, but still, it doesn't stop it from being any less depressing and, you know, missing out on content that you'd want to come back to see. It's a really, really good archive and database for stuff that you might have missed, and I, for one, you know, I do go back. I watch a lot of Smash Bros. Melee competitive, and I'm guessing when, you know, the new Halos come out and Halo MCC and Halo 5 Guardians, I might want to go back and people take footage from there, upload it to YouTube, do stuff with the content on there, and they should have a right to do so. And it's kind of frustrating that it gets falsely flagged just on the basis of video game music, which is kind of moronic. But there we go. That's just kind of how I feel about Twitch. The scandal. I didn't think it was really worth making a full video about it because it seems like everyone is talking about it, and a lot of people have said stuff that, you know, I pretty much 100% agree with already, and I didn't really add much to that. I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the current event. The other thing I wanted to briefly mention today is the fact that Comic-Con is actually going to be happening very soon, and we're going to be seeing basically a tournament take place, and they said that the two maps that it's going to take place on are Ascension and one unannounced map. Now, I would guess, I would not only guess, I would bet a lot of money on the fact that that other announced map is going to be Midship, because to be honest, a tournament taking place on just Ascension and one other, like, big-sized map just doesn't really make sense to me, and one of the competitive maps that would fit right in a tournament like that is Midship, so I'm pretty much expecting that, and they're going to be showing off a lot of gameplay content regarding MCC, going to be showing off stuff that they've only showed behind closed doors, and we're going to see a lot more of the new map, and we're going to see it, you know, played in a tournament setting where people are actually paying for money. I believe it's like $5,000 for the max payout, for the winning payout, so it's going to be pretty darn incredible to watch. I think we'll learn a lot. You know, a lot of people already gathered a lot of information from the initial Ascension reveal, where all they really did was walk around for a little bit, press a couple of switches, and people still figured out stuff from that, from the HUD and the overall gameplay experience. So I'm really, really intrigued to see what people come up with from this entire, you know, this multiplayer new reveal from Gamescom. This is taking place at Gamescom. I don't know why I didn't mention that yet. To be honest, I'm kind of bad at breaking down that kind of thing, and I'm not very observant, and I feel like I miss out on stuff like this. So I'll probably be just talking about what other people have already found out. I doubt I'm going to do some in-depth breakdown review of all the information, you know, that I can come up with. I'm just going to wait a little bit and kind of come up with my own spin on what I think of how the maps are being presented, and they're probably going to have a lot more like gimmicks in terms of, you know, in Ascension they had that switch which turns on the middle energy dome, which I thought was really cool, so I'm interested to see what they do with maps like Midship. I hope they don't take it too far, obviously. I hope it's something reliable and consistent where it doesn't affect the competitive or the balance nature of Halo 2. I just want it to be an interesting and unique addition, but not go overboard. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the live commentary. I kind of lost track a little bit of what I was having trouble multitasking and playing the game, but I did better than I usually do on Shutout, and it was a horribly laggy game, but there we go. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace.